and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K YouTube Live. And today we are going to be playing with the Flowers of Beauty stamp set bundle and actually the Unbounded Love stamp set bundle as well. So these are a couple of the newer bundles from Stampin' Up's current annual catalog, which just started here about a month ago. So lots of great new items available in that. And gosh, I'm hoping that I'm actually live again. This is taking a lot longer than it normally does. Okay, looks like I'm live. I'm good. I think I can see everybody, see your comments and all that sort of thing, and see myself as well. So, all right, so we are going to get going. This is the card we're going to be making today, and I do love the white on white on white look, and just a little stamping, a little die cutting, little embossing. Hopefully you can see on the background of there. Did a little bit of that, and that's it. The card's going to be done. So I think it turned out really pretty, and I'm loving the colors on it. I love the new in colors. So these are a couple of really pretty ones that I used. I used Shy Shamrock and Peach Pie, and then I stuck in Bubble Bath, which is, I don't know, seems to be like my favoriteest pink ever. So I do like Pretty in Pink, but I wanted it to be a little more muted, so I went with Bubble Bath instead of the Pretty in Pink, which is a little brighter. So hey, Karen and Pam and Danette and Marilyn and Patricia and Judy, I see everybody's here, and I'm glad you're liking the card, Karen. Now, I will say that I did get a new phone like 2 days ago, and so I'm hoping that everything is going to go smoothly with it. I'm hoping that the video quality is going to be good. It's one of those where I kind of, every time you get a new phone, it's like starting all over again. At least it is for old brains like mine. I have a terrible time with anything new when it comes to technology. So hopefully it'll all be good, and if it is not, let me know, and I will see if I can fix it and make it better for next time. So, I see a whole bunch of people, Carol and Judy and Robin and Rose and Patricia and Shannon and everybody. Thanks everybody for hopping in. All right, well, I'm good. I'm glad that it's good, Karen. Thanks for letting me know, and if anything goes awry, just holler. And like I said, we'll try to fix it for next time. All right, so Flowers of Beauty is the main stamp set that I used in this, and it's got the obviously pretty floral images in it, and it's designed for two-step stamping, so these actually work together. So this is your outline, and here's your fill-in. Same with this one, same with the leaves, your little flowers. This set works together, and this set works together. There is a little flower center that you can stamp as well, but I didn't do that. I just left it as this flower center and called it good. So it is bundled together with some dies in the current annual catalog, and the open dies cut out all of your stamped images on here. And I think there's a die for every single stamped image on here. And then there are some accessory dies as well. So there's like this one that makes just kind of some background greenery, as well as this one. And then these can either cut, like if you're doing a shaker card or something where you want to stick on a whole bunch of little flowers, you can die cut a bunch at once. Or you can use these as border dies, whatever you want to do with them. So it is a great bundle. And it's actually part of a full suite in the catalog, which also includes this stamp set bundle. So this is the Unbounded Love bundle. And it is all sentiments and dies that coordinate with the sentiments. So I love that. Again, just a wide variety of sentiments on it, and then dies that are coordinating with it. And there are several that cut out, again, not just from this stamp set, lots of other stamp sets as well. And then there's some accessory dies. I did use these little leaf dies on here. There are these little greenery dies. And then this one actually cuts kind of a cool, hopefully you can see it, but a frame. So essentially you can have it like this or like this, but it cuts out, you stamp your sentiment, and then you can cut kind of a little delicate frame that goes around it. So lots of good stuff in this die set. So again, this is a bundle as well, and it's part of the full suite. You don't have to order the whole suite together, but if you want to, you certainly can do that. So, all right, let me put the dies where I can reach them when we're working here and get these stamp sets out of my way. One last thing that I did use is the Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. This is actually from one of the other suites in the catalog. It's the Wildflower Designs or Wildly Flowering or something is the name of that suite. But it's a good basic kind of background embossing folder, and it is one of the 3D folders. So that I used as the background on my card as well. All right, a couple things before we get going. Tomorrow, which is Wednesday, June 5th, depending on what day you're watching it, it might be today, the stamp set bundle sale and die cutting machine sale is starting from Stampin' Up. So June 5th through the 30th, you get an additional 10% off any of the stamp and die bundles. Now it has to be bundled together where you save the 10%, and then you'll get an additional 10% off that during the month of June from the 5th to the 30th, which is a great deal. So yeah, and also you're going to get 10% off of the die cutting machine. So we have the full-size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, as well as the 2 mini machines. And the mini machines are the exact same thing, just one is blue and one is white. So you can take your pick if you're interested and get those machines at 10% off as well. So for the first week of the sale, and actually even beginning today, I'm actually doing a little ordering bonus where you get to pick a die cutting accessory item with your order of $50 or greater through me, again, through June 11th. So you get to pick one of either the mini cutting plates, the regular cutting plates, the adhesive sheets, or the specialty plate for free with an order of $50 or greater through me. During the first week of the sale. So there you go. And that's in addition to the normal $10 thank you gift and the reward points that you're going to earn with me. So if you have questions about any of that, just holler and I'll help you figure it out. But there we go. So that is it. Let me know if you have questions on that. And the specialty plate. I know I just chatted about the 3D embossing folders. If you have trouble with them embossing, that specialty plate is like the best thing ever. You'll get perfect embossing every time. And it's designed technically to work with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. However, it does work in any standard die cutting machine. There are several on the market. I'm not going to go into which ones are which, but if it's got a standard size opening, you can use it. You just put the base platform down, put the embossing folder and paper in on top of the base platform, and then that specialty plate, slide it through the die cutting machine, and you'll get perfect embossing with those 3D folders every time. So let me know if you have questions on that. Online exclusives, we have some new ones that will be coming. Yay for Christmas things. So new ones that'll be coming. Customers can order these beginning on July 3rd. Demonstrator pre-order starts tomorrow. So if you are not a demonstrator, this is a great time to join because you can join and get those discounted bundles as part of your starter kit. And then you can pre-order as well. The pre-order items can be part of your starter kit too. So let me know if you have questions about that. So this is just a sampling of some of the things. And then there's another one here that I've got, a sampling of some of the upcoming, again, mostly holiday related. It looks like we don't even know everything that's going to be out there, but I know there's a Halloween stamp set. There are some fall ones. So lots of good things coming in the online exclusives. Again, demonstrator pre-order starts on the 5th of June and customer ordering starts on July 3rd. And I also, Stampin' Up! Announced that the glass mat is back. Yay! So that'll be part of the demonstrator pre-order as well, starting on starting tomorrow, the 5th of June, and customers will be able to order that glass mat beginning on July 3rd as well as part of the online exclusives. So yay! All right. So let's get going on the card now that I'm done yakking for a little while. I did some of the embossing and die cutting ahead of time, just so you don't have to sit me and watch me do the same thing over and over again. So this was embossed with the Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. It's a piece of basic white cardstock. It's cut to about 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, and I'm going to adhere it to a piece of basic white cardstock that measures about 3 3/4 by 5. And all the measurements and details will be on my blog tomorrow, which is stampwithamyk.com. And so you don't need to worry about keeping track of the 5/8 and the 3/8 and the 7/8 and all that nonsense. It'll all be on my blog tomorrow, and there will be a printable PDF tutorial as well, so hopefully you'll be able to find all the answers for anything that you need. All right, I've got a thick basic white card base that I've got cut to 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. And then I'm going to take this little layered piece of cardstock here, and we're just going to take some of my chopped up little mini, well, these are half Stampin' Dimensionals. They're the full-size ones. I just chop them down because I like this size better. We're going to take a couple of these and stick them to the back of the embossed panel, and then adhere it to the card front. Hopefully roughly centered and hopefully straight. So there we go. All right. Hey everybody, I see several of you have hopped in, and I appreciate you being here. Hopped in while I was yakking and carrying on. So, all right. So again, I did some of the die cutting and stamping ahead of time, so you didn't have to sit and watch me do it over and over again. But I want to show you the basics of what I did. So we're going to start with the larger flower from the Flowers of Beauty stamp set, and we've got peach pie ink. And I'm going to ink up the outline image in peach pie. And then we're going to take the little solid center image and we're going to ink that up, stamp it on scrap paper, and then we're going to put it the right way around and stamp it right over the top of our other image. So, oop, that didn't stamp very nicely because I'm all out of the lines. I'll restamp it. I think I have enough cardstock. Because I was busy yucking and not really watching, and I stuck my fingers in the peach pie ink. It's going to be one of those days. All right, I'm going to try to scoot this down a little closer to me this time so that hopefully I get a better stamped image. That's better. More centered, not quite as crazy looking as the other one was. And then I'm going to close that up, and we are going to stamp in Shy Shamrock, the leaves. So again, got the outline image here that we're going to be stamping. And Shy Shamrock is one of the new in colors, as well as Peach Pie. So they're some of the pretty new ones. And then this is the fill-in image for the little leaves. And again, these are from the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. And I've got this upside down as well, as usual. Oh, maybe I don't have it upside down. I thought I did. Nope, I don't. I did. I don't know. I'm all upside down. We'll just call it that. There we go. I did get a stamp the right way around after all. All right. Then I'm going to grab the littler flower image. Can you see something? I can't. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it probably doesn't show up very well because when I look at it, I can definitely see that I did not stamp it in the right spot. It's hanging off on this side. There's a little shadow, and I didn't like the way it looked. So, and then I've got Bubble Bath for my final little flower here, and that's the little one from the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. And again, just going to do the same thing that I have done with my other flowers. And do I have this on here right? I think that I do. No, maybe not. Hold on. There we go. Got to get 3 together up here at the top. There we go. And not that you can really even see it very well, but hopefully you can see the fill-in image on there. Hey, I'm glad you're here. No worries about hopping in a little late. I'm usually late for everything. So, all right. Last thing I'm going to stamp is the sentiment. And again, I'm going to go back to my peach pie. And I grabbed the sentiment from the Unbounded Love stamp set. And this is just the happy birthday one because as far as I'm concerned, I can never have too many birthday cards ready to go. I send out a ton of those all the time. So there we go. Stamp that in peach pie. And I will close that up again before I hopefully stick my fingers in it a second time. All right, going to grab some of the dies here. This is the die that's going to cut out the little leaves. And then we have this one that'll cut out our flower. And then we have this one that will cut out the smaller flower. There we go. Get that one on there the right way around. And then the Unbounded Love dies. There are several on this die sheet that will fit around this sentiment. I actually liked this one the best, and it fit, so I went with that. It's kind of a little sort of stitched or dotted or whatever you want to call it around the edge of the kind of rectangle. It's, I don't know, a dented rectangle. I'm not sure what you call it. So, all right. I'm going to take that, and when I cut my sentiment, I'm intentionally going to slide it over just a little bit. Again, it fits pretty reasonably in here, but I'm going to slide it over just a little bit to the, so there's a bigger gap on the left-hand side because I'm going to be layering flowers over the top of it, so I want to have a little extra space on this side if I can afford it. So, all right, let me take this to my die cutting machine, and I will be back in 1 second. I don't know if I'll be able to get them all done in one pass. Sometimes the dies wiggle around and don't always agree with me, so hang on. There we go. One more. And I was able to get them all run through on the first round here, and hopefully nothing scooted around too much. Get the dies out of the way. And put them back on my sheet here so I don't lose track of anything. Set those aside because I think we're done with the die cutting. Almost tried to pop that one out of the paper. I'm like, wait, oh, that's not cut. Yeah. So, all right, there we go. Ahead of time, I did cut with the Unbounded Love dies. So this one has some good accessory dies in it. A couple little leaves from the, what is the name? 2024 to 2026 In Color Glimmer Specialty Paper. And that is included, well, it's part of the whole suite, the Unbounded Love, I think is what it's called, suite in the catalog. Again, you don't have to buy it all together, but if you do, you'll get that paper included with it. So, all right, let me go back to my card base and we'll start assembling things here. So again, I know I'm going to want generally 2 of my flowers on here. They're going to go up towards the top. But I also want to make sure that I can tuck in my leaves, my second set of leaves. We'll stick those in right down there. And then I've got my glittery glimmer paper leaves. We're going to tuck those in up around the top. And then one here around the bottom as well. And then these will just kind of fit in around the edges wherever it is that I happen to stick them. So to start with, I'm going to go ahead and adhere the leaves on. So I'm going to try to carefully take off my flowers so that I generally know the layout of where my leaves are going to land. And I'm going to grab my mini glue dots because those are my favorite for adhering these types of things on. Because liquid glue and I, we're not always very good friends, and I usually end up with it stuck all over me and not really anywhere it should be. The glimmer paper ones, I'm just going to take my little glue dot and put it down here towards the bottom, just because I know it's going to be covered up by layers on the top. And you'll notice as I set these down, I'm not really smashing them down onto my card front just yet, because again, I just want to make sure that before I do that, everything is kind of laid out exactly where I want it to be. And I think we'll tuck that little flower right in there. And then I'm going to take my birthday sentiment, place it over here, and again, just come back in and lay my flowers down here. Yep, those are going to be where I want them to be. Let me grab some Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to take a couple of those and tuck them underneath my flower die cuts. So, hey Mary, thanks for hopping in. And we're going to take that one and make sure I've got my glue dots and the edges and the yucky parts covered up by that. And then we're going to grab the other little flower die cut. Same thing with that one. I'm kind of putting the dimensionals towards the center just because if I want to tuck flowers in and around and the sentiment and that sort of thing around my current die. Whoops, and actually, you know what? I don't want them up that high either because I've realized that one's on a dimensional. Let's try this again as I get busy yakking. What I wanted to do was put the dimensional down here towards the bottom and put some glue dots towards the top so that this will layer nicely on top of my already dimensionalized flower that I've got here. So scratch what I said about the dimensionals earlier on and just stick one down towards the bottom, a couple glue dots up here towards the top. And then make sure we're covering up everything down here that we want to have covered up, which I think we are. And then we can go ahead and give everything a little smoosh since I know we've kind of got the layout where I want it to be. Then I'm going to take my sentiment and tuck that right in here underneath the flowers. Grab a couple more Stampin' Dimensionals to do that. Hopefully y'all are enjoying your day. I can't believe my youngest daughter, her last day of school, and she actually only had a half day, so she's home already. Last day of school is today for the school year. So summer schedule, things will probably get a little crazier with my lives. I will try to keep them as consistent as I can once I figure out based on the summer schedule what time I'll be able to do them. Tentatively, I'll say I'll keep the schedule the same, but I know it's going to end up changing just because it always does. But I will let you know once I know when I'm going to be doing live. So, all right, got the little flower die cuts. I'm going to take one of those and tuck it in here underneath the larger flowers. And then I'm going to grab a couple Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to take the other flowers and tuck those in around. This flower, I'm actually intentionally putting the dimensional up towards the top, just because, again, I'm going to slide it right in here over the top of the sentiment, but underneath this flower. So I want to make sure that I've got the dimensional in the right spot to do that. So, hey, Nell, thanks for hopping in today. Take that and tuck it right in here around my sentiment. And then grab my last little flower, and same thing, I'm going to take my dimensional and kind of slide it to one side of the flower, so that it'll layer okay over the top of my larger flower down here. And then we'll just kind of tuck that one in right there. We're almost done with the card front. It was pretty quick and easy today. I love all the layering, love all the flowers. What really takes the longest is getting them die cut. And once you have that part done, it's pretty easy. You just layer them together. And so yeah, if when you're doing the little collage type layouts, if you get something, get it all set up and love the way it looks, grab your phone and take a quick picture of it. I mean, thankfully I've got mine all done here already, but grab your phone and take a picture of it, and then you'll know exactly where to tuck everything back in when you go to actually stick it down. So that's my one little tip with that. I try to remember to do that as I'm building things as well. So, all right, I have got the 2024 to 2026 in color shimmer gems. And I'm going to take a couple of these and stick them around the card front. So I put one of the larger ones here on the leaf, and then we've got a little one over here. And then we'll grab another one of the larger ones and we'll tuck it right down here by this sentiment. And I liked the shimmer on these. So, I'm glad you're liking it, Lynn. Feel free to case away. So these, the reason I added these is because there's a little sparkle on the card, but I thought it needed a little more shimmer, a little more sparkle on it. In the suite, there are actually some dots that are in the new in colors, but they're more of a matte look dot. And I wanted something a little shiny and a little sparkly. So that's why I put these on instead. And these actually, in the US, have just restocked, so they're back and available again to order. At least last time I looked. So hopefully they're still there. All right. On to the inside of the card. I've got a piece of basic white cardstock and a mess on my desk. And I've got peach pie ink. And then I've got the little inside sentiment. This says, "May all your wishes come true." And it came from the Unbounded Love stamp set. So we're going to roughly stamp that, hopefully straight and centered here in the middle of basic white cardstock. And this is cut to about 4 by 5 1/4. So hopefully it'll fit nicely inside my card. And then got the same stamps, or stamped flower, same flower stamps. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that by myself, that I used on the card front that we're going to be stamping on the inside. Again, I've got the lined image that I stamped in full strength ink, and then I've got the little fill-in image that I've stamped off once, and I'm going to stamp it hopefully straight over the top of, there we go, doesn't look too bad. And then I'm glad you're liking a little bit of bling. You can never have, well, you can have too much, but not when it comes to shimmer gems. The more the merrier, and the more the better as far as that goes. Then I've got the Shy Shamrock ink that I'm going to stamp my little leaves in. And they are kind of backwards on here. I know it looks a little strange, but I didn't know quite how to put the leaves on. I didn't like them like that. I didn't think they looked very good turned like that. So, and I could have masked them, but then that would have required getting some extra paper and cutting stuff. And I'm generally a lazy stamper, so I just went, well, we'll just put them on here like that. So you get the hint that there are leaves there, even though they're kind of turned the wrong way. We'll say the wind flipped them over and they're blowing in the wind. That's it. At least that's my theory. I'm sticking to it. All right, pulling the bubble bath ink back out for the final little flower on here. And just taking that little flower image, and we're just going to tuck that in right here next to my larger flower. And ink the flower center. And then this one is the only one to me that was a little tricky to get it lined up, but it's not terribly difficult because the leaves are far enough apart, or far enough different enough, I guess that's the right way to say it, that it's pretty easy to get it turned around and figure out which way it actually stamps over the top of the lined image. But other than that, all the other ones are really easy to stamp with. So, all right, so that is the inside of the card. Again, just kept it pretty basic with a little stamping on it. Hopefully I've got just enough Stampin' Seal. I didn't realize I was that low until I started the video, and I'm like, phew, we made it. Stampin' Seal to adhere this to the inside of the card base. All right. And then I'm going to fold it closed and grab the bone folder and do a quick crease down the top of that. Oh, hi. And apparently I measured. I'm guessing I scored it at 1/8 of an inch different than what I should have, because my two bottom pieces don't match up. That's okay. That's what the trimmer's for. I'll just zoop off the trimming and it'll be all good. And again, nobody but you and I will know that I screwed up the card base. So it should be cut to 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4, not at whatever I did. So, so there you have it. All right. Thanks for being here today, and let me try out my new phone. Hopefully the video turns out okay. I will plan to be live around 2 o'clock Eastern time on Friday, and then next week, Tuesday, tentatively, I will plan to be live around 2 o'clock Eastern time as well, but it'll kind of depend a little bit on the schedule with my daughter's therapy appointments and all that sort of thing. So there you go. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Enjoy the day. Hopefully you're having beautiful weather like we are here in New Jersey, and yeah, we will chat with you all soon. Again, details will be posted on my blog tomorrow, which is stampwithamyk.com. I'll link directly to the blog post once it goes live around 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time on Wednesday. So we will chat with you all soon.